Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day and thanks so much for tuning in. Today I wanted to share with you a concept that I learned a couple of weeks ago that has been really impactful in my life and in my business, and of course I want to share it with you in case it can be impactful to you as well. So, a couple of weeks ago, I attended a 3-day workshop on something called generative leadership, and I learned so much in those 3 days that I'm still processing. But one of the things I learned has had an immediate impact on how I think about making changes or achieving goals in my life. And so that's what I want to share with you today. And the concept comes from this small book. It is a small book, you can see. And the title is One Small Step Can Change Your Life. And I have to admit, it's got a bit of a cheesy title to it, but the title is pretty reflective on the overall concept of the book. One of the ideas in this book is that we have these 3 different brains. So the oldest part of our brain is the reptilian brain, which has been around for about 500 million years, and it reminds us to do things like wake up in the morning or to go to bed at night or to basically function. Then we have the middle part of our brain, the mammalian part, which has been around for about 300 million years, and that's the part of our brain that processes emotions like joy or fear, or might cause something like a fight or flight response. And then we have the last part of our brain, which is the cortex, which is where we do some of our rational thinking and perhaps do some problem solving or think creatively. And one of the things that can happen when we're trying to make some changes in our life or achieve a goal, especially if we're trying to do something but it's not going anywhere or we feel like we're stuck, is that we might be triggering this middle part of the brain where the emotions live, and we might be triggering that fear response, which is preventing us from ever reaching the part of our brain that helps us think productively about trying to accomplish the goals that we're trying to accomplish in the first place. And so what's really challenging about this is that we may not realize that that is happening. And one of the ways that we can get around that is if we are not moving forward with a task or a goal or a change that we want to make, is we can think about that task and break it down into the smallest possible step, so that we can bypass the part of our brain where it might light up with some of those fear responses, and we go directly to the part of our brain that is the cortex and helps us think about accomplishing tasks or thinking rationally. And so that's what this book is about, and I want to give you an example of one goal that I've really been trying to achieve, and I've been puzzled for about 4 years as to why I haven't been able to move forward with it. And this story is going to seem a little bit ridiculous because for the last 4 years, I have been trying to accomplish the goal of drinking 1 glass of water a day. And that might seem really simple to any normally functioning human being who has no problem drinking water. And to be honest, it seemed like a really small and reasonable task for myself. That's why I set the goal in the first place. Like, it seemed like, of course, I should be able to drink 1 glass of water a day. But I never thought about why was I not able to achieve this goal after 4 years, which is a really long time. And it wasn't until I thought about this concept in relation to this particular example, and I realized for the first time that drinking 1 glass of water a day apparently was too big for me. And that was a really big revelation because now I have an idea of what the problem is and how to solve the problem. So I started to ask myself, could I make the goal smaller? how did I feel if I drank just half a glass of water a day? Did I think I could do it? And my immediate response to that was like, I'm not so sure I could do it. And so I asked myself a smaller question. Do I think I could drink one sip of water a day? And I noticed an immediate change in my physical response to this question. And the answer was yes, I feel 100% positive that I can drink one sip of water a day. And the reason that I share this story is because it might sound absolutely ridiculous, and it might sound like the step is so small that what's the point of taking one sip of water a day? But it's training my brain and it's training my behavior to start to move towards accomplishing this goal that I had for myself in the first place. And so every day when I walk to the sink and I have one sip of water, eventually I might be standing there with a glass of water and think, well, I might as well drink half a glass. I'm already standing here. Or I might as well drink the whole glass. I'm already standing here. And eventually, over time, I will end up achieving that larger goal that I had in mind in the first place, or maybe something even bigger. Who knows? And so I really encourage you to think about this concept in relation to something that you've been trying to achieve or you've been feeling really stuck, and ask yourself the question, what's the smallest possible step that I could take? And make sure that you feel 100% confident that you can do the step. And no step is too small for it to be meaningful if it's moving you in the right direction. So if you like this idea and you're going to go ahead and put it into action, go ahead and give this video a like and let me know. And if you want to see more content like this, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel and you will see more from me soon. Take care.